Hi and welcome to Beginning Ukulele. In this lesson we're going to be doing the preparation for getting ready to play the song On Top of All Smoky, which is going to follow right after this tutorial. And you always want to be doing this, especially at this stage of learning. You always want to be doing the preparation stage. And what this does, it allows you to learn faster. So in other words, when you actually do play the song, you'll probably be more successful the first time or the second time around by doing this preparation phase. If you didn't do this, it probably would take you a lot longer to do the song better on the first time around. Okay, so let's get started. On what I have here is on my syllabus. I got a copy of page 3. I keep that handy. I'm going to go over all the techniques that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be previewing the music for On Top of All Smoky on page 16. Okay, so let's go ahead and that's page 16 right here. Page 16 in your music book. So let's go over the song first of all. The song is in 3/4 time, as you can see in the beginning of the music here, and right here, 3/4 time, and that means 3 beats per measure, and it's a waltz feel. That's 3/4 time, 3 beats per measure. It's a waltz feel. Okay, so in other words, there's 3 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the count would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Okay. Now, but you want to feel the waltz rhythm, the 3/4 time rhythm, in one pulse. All 3 of these, you feel it in one pulse. And what I mean by that is you're feeling it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, to put this in perspective so you can understand a little bit more, maybe you've seen like older movies or like shows that showed or depicted the olden day colonial times, where the ladies had on big dresses and the guys were really fancy clothes, and they were dancing, using the waltz rhythm. For instance, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So basically, you're feeling 3 beats in a pulse. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's the idea that you want to think about. Although it's 3/4 time, you want to think about holding that rhythm in kind of that pulsating beat of the waltz. Okay, so there's also a rest at the end of the song, right at the very end, right there, and that means that we stop playing. So by the time we get to this rest, the last beat, we are no longer playing. Once again, the rest means basically you're not playing or you're not singing, depending on how it's used, but that's what a rest means. Those are some of the terminologies and signals and symbols that you want to be looking for when you're looking at the music. Okay, now these are all the chords for the song. We've already covered all of them. You just probably recently learned the F chord, and you probably know very well the C chord, since that was our first chord that we learned, and you might be still working on the G7 chord, or you might just have it down already. Either way, these are the 3 chords that we're going to be using for the song. Now, anytime we do a preparation before playing a song, we want to do our chord cog exercise. So I'm trying to say, before you play a song, before you do an exercise, anything, you want to do a chord cog exercise, put that chord in your memory. Here's the C chord. By the way, here's the fingering, and the chords are also located in your music book, either way, and then you have the resource of a chord chart, so you can use that too. Here's a C chord, ring, 3rd finger, 3rd fret for string, do a chord calc exercise. Make sure you can do it. That's pretty easy. We won't spend too much time on that. And then the let's see, we just recently learned the F chord. First finger, first fret, second string. Right there. Second finger on the top, second fret. We got an F chord. And then you want to do your chord calc exercise, press and relax. Press and relax. Press and relax. Keep in mind, whenever we do the chord calc exercise, we're memorizing how the chord looks, how it feels, how our hands feel on the ukulele neckboard, fretboard. Press, relax. And as you get comfortable, you want to press and then you want to lift off a little bit. Press and lift off a little bit. Keeping that finger formation frozen so it's not moving. All you got to do is lift it off and put it right back down. And you're lifting off only a little bit, not too much, not like this, that's too far. Lift off a little bit, come back down. Okay, now you want to close your eyes and then lift off, come down. Picture that chord in your mind, lift off, come down. Picture that chord in your mind, lift off, come down, and open your eyes. You should be on an F chord. On an F chord. Okay. If not, give it one more practice. Go ahead and pause the tutorial right here. And then the last chord we're doing is the G7 chord. First finger, first fret, second string, right there. Second finger, third string, second fret, right there. And then last, the third finger on the first string on the second fret, right there. If you need to, pause the tutorial right here. Try the G7. It's in your chord book. It's on your chord chart. And then when you think you got it, come back and check it and continue the tutorial. Okay, so you got the G7 chord. You're pressing, you're relaxing, pressing, relaxing, looking at the chord, looking at your fingers, noticing how it feels, how it looks. Memorize everything you see, put that image in your mind. Pressing, relaxing. Now we're gonna press, keep the hands frozen, lift off, press down, lift off, press down, keep the hands frozen. So all you gotta do is lift off, then back down like that. See how my fingers never move from one another? They're just like in that formation. Okay, lift off, down, close your eyes, lift off, see that image in your mind, press down, the eyes are closed, lift off, press down, lift off, press down, see it in your mind, press, lift off, press down, and then open your eyes. You should be on a G7 chord, okay? If not, please give that another try and work with that. Maybe the G7 is a little hard for some of you. Okay, so we're going to move on. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to preview the music. Always remember, if you have music, always preview the music first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the music. All we're going to do is look at it, kind of read it to ourselves, and then make the chord as we go through the music. Okay? So right now, I'm looking at the music, and I'm not looking at my ukulele. Okay? First chord is going to be a C, so I'm going to make that C chord. And all I'm going to do is talk myself through the music, and then you can follow along in this example. And this, we're previewing the music, making sure there's no difficult spots in the song, and if there is, then we're going to fix it. So here we go. I'm going to read, and I'm going to change my chords accordingly. Here we go. On top, oh, by the way, my right hand is just holding my ukulele down. I'm not playing, I'm just reading and making chords. On top of Old Smoky, that's an F. Oh, covered with snow, C. I lost my true lover, that's a G7. Came courting too slow, that's a C. But courting's a pleasure. Oh, flirting's a grief. A false-hearted lover, that's a G7, is worse than a thief. Okay, now keep in mind shortcuts. Don't forget shortcuts. For instance, C to G7, slide down one fret, throw those two fingers above, you got a G7. You're going to go back to a C, take these two guys off, slide up to a C. Okay? F would be just coming right on the fretboard. Coming right on the fretboard. Once again, C, sliding down one fret to a G7. These guys come on, take them, the 2 fingers off, slide up one fret, you gotta see it. And those are little tips or tricks that you can do from sliding from one chord to another. Okay, so when you get to the song that's coming up on the next tutorial, make sure that you're tapping your foot. Okay, you gotta tap your foot when you're playing. It keeps you in time. It's your own little metronome. Don't forget to relax your wrist when you're playing. And if at any time there's a difficult spot on the tutorial, just pause the tutorial, collect yourself, work out that problem spot, and then continue along. If ever you have to re-watch a tutorial, always remember to just back it up to where you think you need to watch. Don't need to back it up to the very beginning unless you just want to watch the beginning of the tutorial again. Okay, so I hope that that was understandable. If not, watch this tutorial again before you play your song, and definitely do your preparation before you play your song. And then once you're ready, we'll see you for the next tutorial to play the song on top of or smoking.